As far as FDMG goes, I know some of y'all say he keep coming up with all these dates because those are deadlines that I set. If we meet them, we meet them. If we don't, we don't. I told you, I'm not on no time but liberation time. I'm not on no time but liberation time. But right now,
potential fines for non-compliance begin at $250 for the first offense and $500 for the second offense. Please wear a mask at all times while on airport property. Welcome to Philadelphia International Airport. For your health and safety, please maintain 6 feet of physical distance. Thank you for your cooperation.
peace and black power. Peace and black power. It's the Prince of Pan-Africanism. King Kong consciousness. See, I can't be chasing no time. I'm on liberation time. I don't even wear a watch no more. Every second, every minute, every hour of every day is dedicated to global, universal, intercontinental African liberation. So I don't even have a watch. I don't wear the watches no more. I don't need them. The only time it is liberation time. If it's 12 o'clock, it's liberation time. If it's 1 o'clock, it's liberation time. If it's 2 o'clock, it's liberation time. If it's 3 o'clock, it's liberation time. If it's 4 o'clock, it's liberation time. If it's 5 o'clock, it's liberation time. I don't need a watch. What time is it? It's freedom time. What time is it? It's Pan-African time. What time is nation building time. What time is it? It's independence time. That's the only time. Next time a Negro asks you what time it is, say liberation time. Next time a Negro asks you what time it is, say it's nation building time. Next time a Negro asks you what time it is, say it's rebuild the black family time. It's time for a new mindset. It's time for a new consciousness. That's what time it is. Next time a Negro asks you what time it is, tell him it's global African liberation time, brothers and sisters. I'm in communication with a brother in Ghana. I'm in communication with a brother in Ghana. I'm in communication with a brother in Ghana who owns a school. He owns a school. The school already exists, but he's not using it. He's not using it. So I'm going to be going to Ghana in the very near future to look at this school. It already exists. It's a traditional African school. It already exists. Now, we will be building a new one from the ground up once we're done with Fdmg America. Once we're done with Fdmg America, which is Wilmington, Delaware, once we're done with Fdmg America, we want to crack ground on Fdmg Africa. But we may go ahead and start school at this traditional school that this brother owns in central Ghana. So I'm going to be going to Ghana soon. Shout out to all my Ghanaian Africans. Shout out to all my Ghanaian kings and queens over there. I have ancestry in Ghana as well. I'll be going to Ghana to take a look at this school. And depending on the condition and what he's charging to purchase or lease, we could have Fdmg Ghana in the next 2 years. We could have Fdmg Ghana in the next 2 years, brothers and sisters. What time is it? It's nation time. It's liberation time. Fdmg time. So we working on that, but we have to get back to African fundamentalism. For those of us who proudly identify with our African ancestors, our African origin, our African DNA, for those of us who proudly identify, we have to get back to fundamentalism, because we have to show our children that we mean business. We have to show them the pride and honor in being African, because right now we're dealing with a anti-African onslaught in the United States. We're dealing with an anti-African onslaught in the United States. We're dealing with a preponderance of initiatives, organizations, philosophies that is trying to brainwash our children into believing they're not African. This is not new. This is not new. We've always had a movement in America from self-hating Africans who don't want to be African, who try to convince everybody that we're not from Africa. So for those of us who are African, we're not going to get involved in that argument. For Negroes who don't want to be black, let them not be black. We don't have to prove anything. Let them do their thing. Because here's the question. Here's the question. The question is, what is your liberation plan? See, don't get distracted with Negroes telling you you're not African. Don't get distracted with Negroes telling you you're not black. Don't let that distract you. Stay focused on the liberation plan. What is their program for liberation? The minute a Negro jump in your face telling you you're not from Africa, tell them, I don't want to discuss my identity because nobody can tell me who I am but me. But let's talk about your liberation program. Okay, you're not from Africa, no problem. I'm not going to argue that, my brother. We have genetic testing that can eliminate that argument in 5 minutes. We have genetic testing that can eliminate the where do you come from argument. We don't have to philosophize that. We don't have to intellectualize that. We don't have to do that no more. We have science now. We have science now. We don't have to argue, were we in Africa? Did we come from Mexico? We don't have to deal with that. We have genetic testing. Roll up your sleeve, give some blood, and let's see if they say you come from Mexico. Let's see if they say you come from the Mississippi River. All you have to do is get some genetic testing, and we don't have to philosophize or intellectualize our origin anymore. We have genetic testing. Okay? But aside from that, aside from the genetic testing, all you have to do is ask them, what is your liberation plan? That's all. Okay, you're not from Africa. No problem, brother. We don't want to claim you anyway. But what is your liberation plan for the people? All I keep hearing about is where we come from, but I don't keep hearing about where we're going. I keep hearing about where we come from, but I don't hear too many people talking about where we're going. I keep hearing people talk about where we come from, but when are we going to start talking about where are we going? Don't let nobody trap you in the past. Don't let nobody trap you in the past. Bring them into the present and let's discuss the future. Don't get trapped in the past. See, intellectual masturbators love to trap you in the past. They love to trap you in the past. And the reason intellectual masturbators love to trap you in the past is because you can't do nothing about it. Are you following me, my African fundamentalist? Are you following me, my Pan-African revolutionaries? You can't do anything about what has already happened. You can't do anything about Kemet. You can't do anything about Timbuktu. You can't do anything about the Civil War. You can't do anything about the slave trade. You can't do anything about none of that. It is over. It is in the past. And intellectual masturbators love to stay in the past because you can't do no work in the past. You can't change nothing in the past. You can't fight in the past. You have to fight in the present. You have to organize in the present. You have to make your changes in the present. Don't get trapped in debating about the past. This is what they do on YouTube all day long. If you notice, 99% of YouTube conscious coons spend their whole time on YouTube talking about the past. Every documentary is about the past. Every debate is about the past. Every book is about the past. When are we going to start talking about the present and the future? That's the question. That's the question. That's the question. Intellectual masturbation is a mass distraction from responsibility in the reality of now. Intellectual masturbation is a distraction away from the responsibility of now. Intellectual masturbation is a distraction away from the responsibility of now. The minute they start talking about where you come from, say, what are we going to do now? The minute they start talking about we was Muslims or Christians or Hebrews or Moors or indigenous, I don't care what it is. And no knock on them. I respect all them brothers. Some of my favorite elders are Moors, so ain't no issue here. I got Nation of Islam elders. Ain't no issue here. I'm just using them as a nominal example. But it could be anybody. It could be a black nationalist. You might get a Pan-Africanist, but it's hard for a Pan-Africanist to be trapped in the past because we all about reclaiming the future. So you ain't going to find too many Pan-Africanists trapped in the past because we all about reclaiming the future. But the minute somebody starts taking you in the past, you automatically tell them, if we're not talking about the here and now and the future, this conversation is null and void. This is why I cannot wait. This is why I cannot wait until the Nat Turner Jean-Jacques Dessalines gymnasium has been fully restored, because we're going to have political education class separate from Fdmg, separate from Fdmg, separate from Fdmg. We're going to have political education class. I'm starting a conscious dating site where I'm going to be hooking up conscious folks, brothers and sisters, to date. The conscious singles convention is still being planned. The conscious singles convention is still being planned. The conscious singles convention is still being planned. As far as Fdmg goes, I know some of y'all say he keep coming up with all these dates because those are deadlines that I set. If we meet them, we meet them. If we don't, we don't. I told you, I'm not on no time but liberation time. I'm not on no time but liberation time. But right now, the whole March, the whole April, the whole May, the whole June, the whole July, the whole August, we have 6 months I had an ADHD moment, but we have 6 months to get the elementary school ready, and I believe we will have it ready. We got 6 months. HVAC said they can be done in 6 weeks. Plumbing can be done in 4 weeks. Carpentry can be done in 3 weeks. So once we raise the sufficient money, we can have the school done in 3 months, but we have 6 months. The school can be done in 3, but we have 6. So what I'm going to start doing, and we started last night. Shout out to Brother Ali Muhammad. Shout out to Sister Tiffany. Shout out to Sister Jamila. I'm going to start doing Telethon Tuesdays, Fdmg Telethon Tuesdays, which is going to be a live fundraiser where you donate to the Cash App. And whoever donates the most on that day, whoever donates the most on that particular FDMG Telethon Tuesday will get an authentic, official, original FDMG gift. So Brother Ali Muhammad donated $900 last night. I believe his total was $900. That's the single largest Cash App donation made in the 6 years we've been fundraising. So he's going to get an FDMG gift. Sister Tiffany and Sister Jamila tied. Now, actually, Sister Jamila won because I misadded. She actually donated $650 for the day, but I didn't calculate. Sister Tiffany knew that she was still behind another $150 or $50 or whatever the case may be. She may have still tied it up. So in fairness to her, we're considered both sisters tied, Jamila and Tiffany. So they're going to get a gift. So this coming Tuesday, we are right back at it with Telethon Tuesdays. I got to decide on what time. It's going to be at nighttime, most likely, but sometimes it's going to be early. So you just got to be on the, I'll drop the link and let y'all know. FDMG Telethon Tuesday. It's probably going to be like 9 o'clock at night, 9 to midnight. I think we're going to go 9 to midnight every Tuesday so we can raise this money, get the Garvey building done. I can't wait to see all y'all walk in the front door. I just want to stand there when y'all walk in. The FBI is going to be the phony black investigation unit for phony blacks. For phony blacks, FBI. FBI. All right? FBI, phony black investigate for phony Negroes who think they come into FDMG acting like they support us when they really, if you don't have a state-issued ID. You cannot get into my school with your Hotep name. You cannot get into my school. I know phony is PH, but we're saying with the F. Shantanique Brown. I know phony is PH, but we're using an F. Metaphor, my queen, metaphorically speaking. But you gotta have an ID to walk into FDMG. No ID, no FDMG. No ID, no FDMG. And the reason we need your ID is the FBI and the CIA is going to do a background check to see if you should be allowed back. We're going to check out your Facebook, your Twitter, your Instagram, see what you've been saying about Dr. Umar and FDMG. We're going to check it out. And you might end up in the Book of Negroes. You might end up in the Book of Negroes. Hit the Cash App, hit the PayPal, paypal.me/FDMG Academy. Join the Loyal Donors Club, drumarjohnson.com. $50 for bronze, $100 for silver, $250 gold, $500 platinum, and $1,000 a month diamond. I got to do a book signing in Miami. I got books waiting for me in Miami. I just need a location. I need to do a book signing in Savannah, Georgia, Augusta, Georgia. I got books waiting for me down there. I just need a location for Savannah, Georgia, or Augusta, Georgia. Jacksonville, Florida. I got to hit Jacksonville. I might do the boot camp in Jacksonville. I might do the boot camp. The Florida boot camp might be in Jacksonville because we having trouble getting the Miami location. We already did Jersey. We already did the Jersey training. Pennsylvania, where should I do that? Philadelphia. Hit them Cash Apps.